All right, so are you guys ready for some comedy or what?
Yay!
Woo! I am too. Unfortunately, this Skype is like our Achilles heel, and this happens to us like almost every time we try. It goes well for a minute and then it stops. So this is kind of part of the show because that's just how our internet works around here. I'm actually going to try to get better internet here eventually, so next time we have a show, we don't have to update and do whatever this is. So anyway, we do have 5 comics for you tonight. And I wanted to let you know that David there, his name is David Grenier. You could pretend like we're watching him, but just look at the blue screen like he's there. Yeah, he's the guy that was there. Very nice. He's actually from Vancouver, British Columbia. And like I was telling some people before, if you don't know where that is, it's basically above Seattle. A couple hours or something like that. So he's a world-renowned stand-up for mental health comic. And all he does is go around to different places. And come on, baby, come on. So he basically goes all around the world doing all these different comedy shows. And he also does Skype when it works, so.
Maybe we should have let him talk while we had him.
Yeah, we should have just recorded him like 6 months ago and hit play.
Just use what you got.
Well, we might have to, but we need to try this one last time. I don't know if this is even doing it. Oh, dang. You didn't hear that, did you?
No, not a word.
I'm sorry? He's supposed to be.
Let's give it up for Deanna over here. Deanna, she's our... Deanna will be doing our comedy next time. You got any comedy to say right now? No.
This is saying enough right here.
Hey, what's up? Come on down, get you a drink and have a seat. Non-alcoholic drink, please. We'll get going at least another 30, 40 minutes, I don't know. 25. Well.
What are we waiting for?
Yeah, I heard the peanut gallery.
For what to freeze over?
Moon.
Oh, moon.
It's cold already.
That went off.
That's all right. This is what we're supposed to do here. This is what I do at my job every day. Just sit at my desk and watch this.
Go round and round.
Get a new internet.
Oh, no, yeah,
Yes,
that's...
it is, right.
The circle of death, I think, is... yeah, Xbox, that's right. The red ring of death, that's what it is. I had one of those. You guys already seen this? 30%, yeah, 30%. Come on. Good things, I guess, come to people that wait.
That thing ain't updated or something, is it?
Did you guys realize you're actually in a class for patients?
Anger management.
Yeah, you're actually in anger management class. Robert De Niro is here too. I'm gonna bring him on back.
Yeah.
All right, 92%. At least that sounds good.
Take the wrong time for updating it, man.
Well, I updated this morning. Yeah. You'll have to come back next week for more patients. 100%. Hopefully that means 100%. I'm not 100% sure looking at this computer.
We get paid by the hour.
Well, I'm on salary. Nor do I get paid enough, so
We're learning to deal with our mental issues. Mine's manic and I'm still sitting here.
Oh, that's good. Congratulations. All right.
This computer's worse than the old one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a smartphone. All right. Ooh.
I wish I was there.
All right, yeah, give it a hand for this
Wherever that
computer.
is.
Pretty picture.
Yes.
All right. This is exactly how I thought this was going to go, just to let you know.
This is the way you planned it.
We're just trying to make it to 5 o'clock. I hope you noticed.
3:30, I have to
No, I
leave.
like that picture.
All right. Yep, go ahead on in.
Sing me a song or somebody, so.
All right, Susan, you want to dance or?
No music, huh?
I'm afraid to hit the button before it stops spinning, so this is another way to practice patience.
I should have brought my phone.
Yeah. Oh, I can see Susan over there. She's dancing right there. Dance of life in the snow. Come on. All right.
Colors.
Okay, no wonder everybody has so much ADD. Look at this thing.
I know, right? I'm dying right now.
This is one reason not to get Skype. It don't work.
This is how we make an hour show out of a half-hour material.
There you go.
Just to,
Right.
just to let you know.
Clever.
Why you doing that every day? Is there someone in there?
Yep.
We should have brought our old material to do until it comes
Some person
on.
there had a phone if somebody wants to hear it.
Yeah, it's like, let's do icebreaker. It's like, what's your name and your favorite ice cream or something?
I can't decide.
Tabitha, what's your favorite ice cream?
I said I can't decide.
You can't decide.
All of them.
Chocolate.
Chocolate, okay.
All of them.
All right.
Politics.
Yeah, pal. How about some spumoni
Oh.
Yeah.
or pistachio or something?
Yeah.
Butter pecan.
That's why none of us are skinny here. We talk about food.
Yeah, really.
All
I
right.
think I need a strong cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And a strong cup of coffee. All right. Now I'm going to hit this button.
It's gonna work.
And we're all going to send her positive vibes this
It's
way.
gonna work.
It's going to work. Yes. All right. Thank you for the vibes. Some more vibes, maybe? I don't know.
I want to see you, Dave. Come on.
More vibes, yeah.
Where's it been my whole life?
That's a great picture of me.
We found you.
We're going to start the show. Are you folks ready?
We're ready.
Yeah.
We have 5 comics. Let's give them all a big round of applause. All your folks, you can do better than that. Let's give them a All right, so let me just tell you. So Stand Up for Mental Health is my program teaching stand-up comedy to folks like myself who have a mental illness. I have depression. And we're so glad to have you folks here. And I just want to give someone a hand who has been working tirelessly to make this show happen. Please give a hand for Mr. John Weiss.
Hey, I'll take it.
He came in on his day off to set this room up, to set up the Skype. He got a camcorder so we can record the show.
Cool.
So yeah, he's just gone above and beyond the call of duty. And basically what we're going to do is this is kind of a little practice show. So we're going to do a short show, about about half an hour. And like I say, this just gives our comics a chance to practice. They've got some new material. They're going to do some of their old material. I'm just wondering, have you guys seen us before, or is this your first time?
First.
First, okay. Well, most of you this is your first time. That's great. And also, just so you know, if you're interested in taking this class, please talk to John, because we're probably going to be doing it again next year, and we can always use comics. And yeah, and so the other thing I wanted to do is, we really appreciate you guys coming out. So let's give yourselves a big round of applause. Everyone give yourselves a round of applause. And so, yeah, my name is David Grenier, and I have depression. And I just want to tell you a little bit about my depression, just so we can kick the show off in sort of a funny way. So I have depression, and you guys, I found this great way of overcoming depression. Whenever I'm depressed or bummed out, I go find someone who's really happy, and I suck the life force out of them. Thank you. I learned that from my parents. It's very effective. And I've just written a book to empower people to deal with their mental health issues. It's called "Aw, Screw It, Just Get the Drugs."
Yeah.
And I've been writing away to famous authors to get their endorsement of my book for the book jacket. And I got a couple great endorsements. Here's one of them from a famous author. He says, "Of all the books I've read this year, this is one of them."
And one of them.
And I got another great endorsement. It says, "This book is disgusting and full of filth. I'm ashamed to be related to you. Love, Mom." And folks, I take medication, and my wife, last week, she said if I wasn't on my medication, she would divorce me. So I stopped taking my medication. And medication, some of that stuff is so expensive. I was once on a medication that cost more than $1,000 a week. Yeah, plus I had to snort it through a straw. But I've been doing all sorts of things for my recovery. I went to see a psychic a couple weeks ago, and the psychic said, "Ooh, your house is possessed by evil spirits." And I'm like, "No, it's possessed by Bank of America." And she said, get this psychic said that my plants have the ability to communicate, so I had to revoke their phone privileges because my pot plants kept ordering pizza at 2 a.m. And then my perenniums developed a drinking problem, and all the other plants tried to get them to go to one of those 12-stem groups.
12-stem.
But, yeah, and so I've been, one of the other things, too, is that, like I say, I take medication, and the first medication I was on was called Zoloft, and it was great. There were no side effects. The drooling and anal leakage were just a happy coincidence.
Oh, yeah.
But, our mental health system is broken. I mean, you pretty much have to be actively attempting suicide to get help. And I told a friend of mine, if you want help, tell the doctor you're going to kill yourself. And he said, but all I have is a sore throat. I was hoping for antibiotics, not a psychiatric intervention.
Really?
And then he's like, let's see if I had a rash, but this is ridiculous. So folks, are you ready for your first comic?
Yes.
Are you ready for your first comic? Okay, let's give a big round for Mr. Roger Wagner. Big round of applause.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you. My name is Roger. When I was in the psych ward, they'd take your shoestrings and belt away. So there was this guy. He was walking down the hall and his pants fell off. I found out that you could use ID bracelets instead. But the nurses didn't like me taking them off the other patients. And it takes a lot of them to make a belt. I have anxiety and I used to drink a lot of alcohol. So I stopped. Now I just have a lot of anxiety. People say stuff like, just get over it. Unfortunately, one of those people is my psychologist.
Oh, shit.
When I first met my psychologist, he asked what I wanted him to do for me. I said, go down to Starbucks and get me a coffee. And after that, get me a no-work job that pays $100,000 a year.
There you go.
Actually, the psych ward is like the Hotel California. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave.
Never leave, right?
When I was in the psych ward, the telephone cord was so short so you couldn't hurt yourself. And the phone itself was forever being pulled off the wall. So I tried standing closer. They had a petition to stop me from using the phone. I know, because I was the first one to sign it. I've been camping all my life, and now I have a fifth wheel camper. And people say that's not camping. So I tell them the story of when I was camping as a kid in a tent on an air mattress, and it rained so much I went on a float trip in the tent. You know how people go on cruises? Well, I had my own cruise inside my tent. But it was a lousy cruise. The staff was non-existent, and they didn't even have a buffet. My wife came up with a new way to give me a Father's Day surprise. She did a 180 on the interstate, pulling the camper and trailer, and blew out one tire on the trailer. It would have been much easier if she had gotten me a card, but she knew I'd appreciate it more if she went the extra half mile that it took for the spin. Plus, it's a great way to keep our relationship fresh. But when I asked where the donuts were, I didn't think she'd do one on the interstate with the trailer. After the spin, I pulled into the rest area we passed while spinning. Through the exit because we were facing it when we stopped spinning. Then I got a ticket for going the wrong way in the exit of the rest area. So I changed the wheel with the blowout on the trailer. Then I found that the other wheel on that side was bent. But I was fresh out of spares, so I had to leave it on. So going down I-64, some people pulled me over and said, "You're about to lose a wheel on the camper." So I told them the wheel is bent, the other tire had a blowout, I blew out my pants, and you think losing a wheel is bad, I'm also about to lose my sanity. I have a lot of camping stories. One time, me and two friends were partying and camping. It was dark, so we decided to go for a walk. And we noticed that Randy's not with us anymore. Turned out he'd fallen into a barbecue grill. We tried toasting him, but he was already toasted. I don't understand people who don't believe in mental health. My psychiatrist really needs to get with it. I see a psychiatrist, but I don't have a psychologist anymore. I figured one practitioner with a silent P in his name was enough. But I could use a psychologist. It would be great to have someone to talk to who listened and didn't judge me. Because if I want to be judged, I could just go to my pastor. I signed up for a rap class, but I felt pretty stupid when I showed up with presents and wrapping paper. But I didn't feel so stupid when another guy showed up with a boombox and started playing Snoop Dogg and Eminem. In 2012, I had shoulder surgery. 2 weeks later, I threw a blood clot to my lungs and almost died. I went to the ER at St. Elizabeth's Hospital. From there, I was transferred by helicopter to St. Louis University Hospital. When the flight crew came in to get me, I told them I wanted a window seat and to fly through the St. Louis Arch. I was told no and asked if I was crazy. So I told them if I can't have my way, I'm not going. That's when I was told to shut up, and they shoved an oxygen mask in my face. I wanted to tell them to back out, but all that came out was blah, 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 blah. In the helicopter, everyone gets a helmet with headphones and a microphone so you can talk over the noise of the helicopter. So I started singing Highway to Heaven because that is where I thought I was going. Then they turned off my mic and started singing Highway to Hell because that is where they wanted to send me. We landed on the roof, went one floor down and into the ICU. Now you have to sign papers in the ICU before they would do anything and go over all that could happen before they would do any procedures. And the last thing is could cause death. So I asked, well, what the procedure was I was signing for. Well, all I heard was something about putting a tube in my neck. That's when I said, that sounds like the tube would kill me for sure. And that's what I'm here to avoid. Plus, if I wanted to get it over fast, I'd go eat at White Castle. After I got out of the hospital, I had to take warfarin for 6 months. And warfarin is rat poison. I think the flight crew really did mean it when they sang Highway to Hell. My daughter was in the hospital. Visiting hours for seniors are from 2:30 to 7, whereas for everyone else, it's between 6 to 7. They know that seniors take a longer time to get there because they got to stop on the way to watch Matlock and drink their prune juice. In 2012, I went to the hospital with a major breakdown. I had major suicidal thoughts and a plan and everything. But no one's actually died from overdosing on M&Ms. Thank you. And thank you, Roger.
Right on. We're just going to keep the show going right along. Your next comic, please give it up for Pat Mitchell.
Howdy!
Howdy!
Howdy! I've been through a lot of stuff. At one point, they had to bring me down because I got so rude and obnoxious. I got so angry, I punched the wall. The tough part of the wall punched back. A while back, I dreamt that I was in a recovery meeting in my pajamas. Then I realized it wasn't a dream.
Oh, crap.
And so did the other 200 people in the room.
Yeah.
I go to Al-Anon and I learned how to cope with family members who drink or alcoholics. Sit down with them and drink a glass of whiskey. When my family members drink, they sometimes do weird stuff. Like take their shirt off, turn the music up high, and dance around like gigolos. I'm fine as long as they don't get naked. Because when that happens, I'm so traumatized, I thought I missed. When I was 8,
Whoa, stop.
Don't move.
Yeah, stay just like that.
Should we rate this call?
Sure.
just a little bit of an intermission.
We're in a submarine. In case you
Yeah,
guys
really,
don't know.
it doesn't sound like
is currently unavailable. Please leave a message after the beep.
after.
Hey!
David, we're trying to get a hold of you.
Where are you?
Where are you? Where'd you go?
Sorry, wrong number.
We'll call
All
you.
part of the show, don't worry.
Oh, we're trying to reach somebody in, oh, here he is.
We got dance music.
David.
Yeah.
Can't see you.
Where's your face?
Where are you?
I'm back. Oh, hang on, let me turn it off. That's okay.
There you are!
Choo choo.
Okay, and so how's Pat? Where are you? And are you in the middle of your act?
Yeah.
Beginning of the act.
Okay, let's give Pat another hand before she starts again. Come on.
Okay. When I was 8 years old, got a hold of some chocolate syrup and got it all over me. I had to check its clothes before going to church. Too bad I forgot to put my pants on. I'm completely changed thanks to the program. It lets me better myself. Like if something bothers me, I write it down. Set boundaries, pour chocolate syrup all over them.
Let's keep going.
My sex meds make me feel like an Energizer bunny. Maybe I should stop taking them and have caffeine and sugar. I have to watch my calorie intake because I don't want to gain too much weight, so I limit my portions to a smaller amount. I only drink 3 cans of soda a day and work out by jogging to the refrigerator and back. At one point, I dreamt of being a famous rock star, like Cher. All I had to do was grow my hair, be 6 inches taller, and get about 13 inches more. There was a chimpanzee that was sitting by itself in the corner, and he got so lonely that he went looking for a woman of the opposite side. Personally, Joseph, he got possibly gotten into an unusual relationship. It would be really weird to have a relationship with a chimp. Instead of roses, he bought you bananas. And if you got mad, instead he
Eat your bananas.
you fling poo. I listen to music to relax. I write lyrics to songs I already know. So I wrote a mental health version of Bryan Adams, December '69. I got my first bottle of Prozac, bought it at the local Walmart, gave me dry mouth, then it made me fart. I'm planning to join the fitness club, but I haven't yet. Right now I get my exercise from picking up a can of Mountain Dew and putting it in my mouth. I have mood swings. Sometimes I feel like I'm close to heaven, then I crash, and I feel like I'm in hell. Otherwise known as my psychiatrist's office. I do things to cope with my issues, like listen to music, write stuff down on paper, and go out and act like a naked speed bumper on Route 66. I feel so down and out when it rains and pours that I don't feel like my meds are working so far. So I found a new medication that gives me a lot of energy. It's called Red Bull. I had too many relationships in my life that I forgot all the funny episodes. Like when we were dancing, they were funny and cracking jokes, or dancing like a gigolo. Only unlike a gigolo client, I got it for free. I finally figured out who I am. I'm someone who's open-minded. I like giving advice and giving people suggestions. I'll tell them, don't go out no damn medications with chocolates for it. My doctor sometimes gives me suggestions about what I can do when I'm in a down mood. They suggest stuff like painting, but they don't like it when I do it on your couch. Besides, that's what the hospital walls make better canvases. And thank you very much for coming out to this.
Thank you. Good job, sister.
And let's just keep the show going. Please welcome Joyce Marini. Joyce Marini.
That works.
It worked.
I volunteered for this planet. I'm the wacky, biohacky granny who wears orange safety glasses under fluorescent lights. I use yellow lenses for night driving, And now I have these new red tinted, blue blocking, True Dark brand Twilight spectacles to block junk light indoors after sunset. I'm not high maintenance. My oldest daughter in California gave them all to me. I think you volunteered for this planet too, and I'm glad you came so I didn't have to be alone. I grew up in the Midwest like a corn stalk. So maybe that's why all my jokes are corny. When I was pregnant, they gave me an ultrasound where I had to drink lots of liquids and couldn't void until after they took the pictures. And after that, I had a new description of heaven. It's called a toilet. No wonder they call it a holy throne. I've made an observation on this planet. Have you noticed they don't make things like they used to?
Yeah.
Paper toilet seat covers are getting smaller. Not like the olden days when they were big enough to cover a picnic table. The newest seat cover I tried to use was so skimpy, it's like a bikini for toilets. I have a new description of hell. It was called My Place, especially before I got the kitchen reorganized and straightened up. This Halloween, my grown-up niece decided to not come over to my house because it was too scary. I think she was afraid of getting lost and it taking 3 days to find her way out. I walked into my living room in the dark and accidentally stepped on a furniture moving dolly. I fell against my big TV and pushed it crooked. I decided I liked it better that way. It's more feng shui now. My living room has never looked better. HGTV, eat your heart out. I'm behind on filing my personal and business papers, which have been shuffled, restacked, and tossed like a salad. This is embarrassing because once upon a time, I was an executive secretary, and in another life, I worked in a small library. One friend advised me to burn them. My stand-up coach said to add blue cheese dressing and they'll make a great meal. I wonder if I also added Elmer's white glue to that mix, would the fiber stick to my ribs? Recently, I was in my biological dentist's office and saw a magazine ad for a hands-free faucet. I've used them in public restrooms, but I didn't think much about some people having enough money to have one in their homes. The slogan was, designed for beauty, engineered for reality, constructed to take all the rest of your money, and get yours before the Joneses do. This year I started singing Christmas songs early. I wasn't supposed to say that yet. Christmas is a-comin' and the lights are on the tree. I was in Costco and they were selling a 12-foot pre-lit Christmas tree that had lights on it that went all white, all off, then many colors. Changed really fast and it was shocking to me. Not the lights so much as the fact that the tree cost $699. I thought that if a person suffered from mood swings, looking at that tree would drive them bonkers. It's almost like the tree had mood swings. Instead of plugging it in, they should have put it on Lamotrigine. That tree had a remote control, 7 different settings, and a foot pedal to turn it on and off. It is a smart tree, but I'm waiting for the next model. It will probably even talk to you, lick your candy cane, and tell you what to buy for Christmas. The lights on the tree flashed every 5 seconds, kind of like how often and quickly I sometimes change my mind. Now I started listening to Christmas music early. I don't like Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, but I do Want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Yeah. I'm dreaming of a bright new year, not like the ones I used to know, but where the floors all glisten and children listen when you say, "Be quiet," or "No, no." I'm dreaming of a great new year with every resolution that I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your newest year be lightened in every way. Thank you.
Thank you.
And your next talk, please, is going to tell you a little bit about the new services help offers. So give it up, Mr. John Weiss. Big round of applause.
All right, all right. Well, thank you all for coming out. I'm the director here at the Living Room at Call for Help. So I'm very excited to have this new crisis program where we can help anyone in crisis. All you have to do is show up and walk through the door. We're kind of like an urgent care for your mental health. Now, not only can we help anyone in crisis, it's all for free. And we have crisis workers that have experience dealing with mental health and crisis issues. Now that's a bargain. Not only can you visit us for free, you can get immediate help without going into a second crisis when you get your bill. That's right, so you heard it here first. Our services are for free. No insurance, no copay, no stipulations, and no strings attached. We just want you to leave here with your head attached and without being charged an arm and a leg. And I mean, who wants to buy those CEOs a yacht, escorts, and cocaine anyway? Who do we see, you might ask? Anyone. And I mean anyone, 18 and up. Even if you weren't 18, we would still find time to see you. We just want to help. We want to help you so much, you would be helping us by letting us help you. You got that?
Yeah. Got it.
It doesn't matter what your crisis is. If you're feeling happy, or if you're feeling sad. Or if a dog humped your leg. It doesn't matter if you're feeling up or feeling down, or if you had a bad hair day. It doesn't matter if you're experiencing a breakup, a breakdown, or you broke a nail. It doesn't matter if you're single, married, divorced, or if your girlfriend only makes dinner once a year. And that is my girlfriend. All right. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, yellow, purple, blue, green, orange, indigo, violet, aquamarine, or chartreuse. It doesn't matter if you're experiencing grief, shame, or if you voted for Donald Trump. It doesn't matter if you ate too much turkey, had to talk to your strange uncle, or you split your pants. So if you're feeling a loss or feeling suicidal, we can help. If you're feeling hyper depressed, we can help. If you're feeling lucky, we can help you pick the numbers to the Powerball. We just require a $50 million prize in case you win. So I hope you get that idea. We like to help people in crisis. That's because a lot of people are in pain. And that's just our staff. The living room is located here in this beautiful remodeled space. It's designed to make you feel calm and relaxed. We have fountains and sound machines. We can offer you a bottle of water or a soda or even a Tootsie Roll. It's almost like visiting a spa. We just don't do manicures, pedicures, or Brazilian waxes. Nor do we do massages. You need to go down to Centerville to get one of those. I don't know, maybe ask my boss, where'd he go?
Oh, no.
Yeah, former boss now. All right. All right. We are located in East St. Louis, but don't be scared. It's like we're half in Belleville and half in Fairview Heights. And a third in Edgemont and 2/3 in East St. Louis and a third in East St. Louis or in Caseyville. So don't worry. Any of those towns you can get held up. All right. So just take the number 1 bus to our front door and don't worry about it. So that's my time. So thank you once again for coming out to our comedy show at the Recovery or at the Living Room. And we hope you come in crisis sometime, and we hope that you send your friends and family. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, I used to work on a crisis line, and the problem with our crisis line was they were always broke. But I solved the problem. After I left, they got corporate sponsorship. But the problem with that is now they have to work commercials into their calls. They're like, hello, you've reached the Coors Light crisis line. So you're angry because your husband left you for another woman. Well, hey, you can run him over with the new Dodge Ram truck. Yeah, and you know, I'm also a counselor, and you know, as a counselor, I meet some real.
Uh-oh, what?
Oh.
He means something.
Come on, let's freeze up again.
All right, somebody give him a kiss up there.
Yeah, sure, baby. And yeah. Oh, crap.
All right.
Really good.
Oh, you almost had it.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh,
Yay!
okay. Hey.
Your last comic, keep up with Susan Stone.
Yeah.
Hello out there, everyone. How you doing today? Okay, I was on my way to a dance, but I decided to stop here first. So let me tell you about myself. I've been having so many problems with my smartphone. It's smarter than I am. So once, I threw it out the window, but it was so smart, when I got home, it was there waiting for me. There it is. Oh my goodness. So now I go to therapy and they give me skills to cope with my anxiety. Oh, but my therapist doesn't like it when I scream at her. Neither do any of the other customers at the Walmart checkout line. Okay, I am so lonely that I could talk to my phone and it'll talk back to me. It's the best date I've had in years. And I don't even have to buy it dinner and chocolate. Okay, going on here. My smartphone is so smart, I asked it if I should go back to college. So I did, but Siri refused to pay the tuition. Okay, so going on. It's a drag when your phone is smarter than you. All I needed was some help, so I went to the local preschool over there for some tech support. And you know what? Even they were smarter than me. Ooh, that's a good one. All right, so I asked if there are any classes I could take to learn about my phone. You know what they said? They said, yeah, look it up on your phone. Oh. Okay, I also wanted to know how to hang up on this. It is then I realized I've got all the hang-ups I need. So, okay, you just touch that darn screen and it does stuff. Oh my goodness, before I know it, I'm somewhere that I don't want to be. It's called my psychiatrist's office.
Yeah.
I pulled up things on that phone that I never knew existed. even contacted the aliens by accident. Hello. Turns out that they don't know how to use this phone either. Okay, if you keep touching this darn thing, it'll do stuff like type out everything you say. Watch what you say. Call your friends by accident and order a burger and fries. They're going to be coming soon with my burger and fries. Okay, but people have forgotten the meaning of life. They don't talk to each other. They just have their phone in their hands. You've got to take that phone out of your hands for your kid and be there for your kids. What was I saying? Okay. Okay. I love costumes. On Halloween, I'm getting dressed up as Mr. Grimm, a spooky character. Made up, he wears a black outfit, a black cape, and when you push the button, it lights up on the face. Oh, he's a kind of like the Grim Reaper. He's supposed to be dead and comes back to life. But being the Grim Reaper is a great stress reliever, because there's nothing more relaxing than dismembering a corpse. Ooh! How you doing out there? We're not done yet, don't worry. Some people think Mr. Grimm is a real character. If they can't tell the difference between a made-up character and a real character, maybe they should be the one sitting in a psychiatrist's office.
Yeah.
One person says, don't mess with the devil, or he'll come after you for real. Well, guess what? That's the best date I'll get in years. Okay, so I was in my van and it recently broke down for the 4th time. Let's make that the 5th or 6th time. It was making a thumping sound. Next time, I'll make sure my roadkill is dead before I put it in back. Watch it, boy. I really like to dance. Last time I went to Turner Hall over there for their spring dance. They said that I have to dance the way everybody else does. But I don't want to dance with a pole. I'd much rather dance with a Norwegian. Oh my goodness. Can't find him. So I do interpretive dance. I imitate whatever they talk about in the song. If they mention bird, I dance like a bird. If they mention the sun up there, I dance like the sun. And if they mention the psychiatrist's office, I just sit in a chair and fall asleep. Okay, at one of my dance programs, I take my therapist with me. Oh, because it is so stressful. And the more stressful it is, the more I dress her up. She's the most expensive prop I got yet. So, I have come up with a new rendition of the mental health rendition of the Hokey Pokey. Instead of putting my left foot in, I just throw in last year's psychiatric evaluations. And then I find out what happens. Okay, so once I was at the art museum and I started dancing. On the stage, security told me to get down. So I got down with the boogie woogie, Dancing Queen, and Runaway Train by Soul Asylum. Before I go, I'm going to cite a poem for you. The breath of life is a gift. Each moment is yet another opportunity to share the meaning of life with others. And with this breath, I find peace. I thank each and every one of you for being here today. And I wish each and every one of you a very happy Thanksgiving that's coming up. And remember, be thankful for everything that you have. Thank you and good night.
So before we go, I wanted to mention a few things. First of all, one of our comics recently passed away, and we're dedicating this show to her. Her name is Mitzi Weimer, and Mitzi, we miss you. We know you're watching from up there. We hope you've had a good laugh today. So let's give Mitzi a big round of applause. And remember, if you're interested in taking this class, talk to John. Yes, talk to John. And let's give all the comics you just heard a big round of applause. All the And thank you guys. Have been such a wonderful, kind, supportive audience. We really appreciate it. So let's give you guys a big hand. And so thank you very much. John, I'll let you take it from here. I think we're done our show. So you guys can head off and spend the rest of the afternoon however you want to spend it. So take care. Goodbye.
Good meeting you. Bye. Quite a shot there sitting there, didn't you?
All right, thank you everybody for coming out.
Thanks,
We
John.
hope to see you next time.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
That was mine. No, I got it. If you don't want
Very good, very good.
My friend Sally, my friend John, my friend Debbie. I left my phone in the car. How about a picture of all of you? All of us together.
All right, very good.
If somebody whip out the camera and get a picture of all of us. And Bing, and my friend Bing.
I got the
Yes, Bing, you're not going to hold that card.